Hi everyone, Kaylin here, and this is going to be my first official video on the silver lining of grief with a little bit of content in it. And so it's kind of like my very first go-to. I always talk about in my journey with grief, and it's counseling. And I feel like there is a lot of people who feel like they don't need counseling, or I'll figure it out on my own. What's a counselor going to tell me that I don't already know? Well, I don't know. There's a lot of other excuses people use to not go to counselors. But I'm here to tell you, through my experiences, they work. Now, does that mean that the first one you go to is going to work? No. You have to find, not only do you have to find the right fit for you, but you have to know kind of what are you looking to get out of it. So when you go to a counselor, you need to know, do you want someone that's going to ask you a lot of questions about your grief and how you're feeling and what's going on in your life? Or do you simply want someone to shut up and listen? So you kind of have to ask that of yourself first and be upfront with the person that you're speaking with. Secondly, ask around, ask for referrals. And then the final piece of it is, there's sometimes people have a hard time with doing counseling because of money. Like, okay, I can't afford a counselor. I would love to go to one, but I cannot afford one. My suggestion would be to look in the churches. They often have group counseling sessions for people that have lost siblings or loved ones, husbands, wives, spouses. I just said that, sorry. Etc. So churches are a good resource. And then if, unfortunately, like me, if you've lost someone to cancer, you can actually go through hospice, check into some hospice in your area, and that's a great resource. I've actually come into some free counseling through that. And then finally, if you have kids that have lost a grandparent or, heaven forbid, any other person, our guidance counselors, guys, our guidance counselors in our schools are free, and they are phenomenal. The two women that work at my building are the most wonderful women you would ever meet. They take such good care of our kids, and I know that in your district you have people like that too. And then not to mention your district is an awesome resource too for if you have children and need counseling. So, because of course an adult counselor is going to be a lot different than a child counselor. So I know when I first went to counseling when I was young, one of the biggest silver lining pieces that they gave me, and this was a piece of advice they gave me, was you cannot give to others when your tank is empty. And I'm a giver. I love to give. So their message, and this, I was 13 years old, maybe 14. My dad stuck my butt in counseling right away. And such a smart man. And their message was, you have to take care of you. If you don't take care of you, you can't give to others. So if you're a mom, if you're a dad, if you're a sister, if you're a brother, and you have someone in your life that you like to give to and you like to share and give yourself to, then you need to put yourself as a number one priority. So when your tank is full, you then can give some to others. So that was my silver lining of grief. There's been lots of other silver linings of counseling and grief, but that was the one that I think when I finally found that counselor that worked for me, that was something that stuck with me since I was 14 years old. And after my dad passed away, I dove right back in researching different counselors. So down below in the comments, number one, would you write maybe if you have a counselor that you're seeing that's really awesome and what area they're in? And then maybe if you have a resource too. I know even I have a friend, I'll tag her. She has a counseling business, so I'll tag her below here too. So that is my silver lining of grief. My first tip is to find a good counselor so that you can find some silver linings that make sense for you and your grief journey. Have a great day.